All right, so let's talk about the gap between where you are and where you want to be, where you know that you are being called to be. The thing about the gap is that it's a tricksy little fucker, because it's going to tell, the gap is filled with all the resistance about who you think you should be, what you think needs to happen, the exact order in which you think it needs to happen, what it means about you if it's not happening yet, blah 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 blah. The gap is a lie. The gap is a lie. And the problem with the gap is that you begin to encode that the gap is you, that the gap, it becomes a struggle bus. It becomes like, oh my gosh, the block, it becomes, I'm so stuck, and I don't understand why, or what the problem is, or why I'm not already there yet. And this never ending this never ending challenge, this never ending belief that you have to get to the thing, it just keeps pushing it further and further away. It's like this. It's like you're holding on to it so tightly that you're squeezing the life out of the desire, out of the thing that you're actually like. You can be like completely soul called to this thing. But when you keep thinking that it's out there and that it's like past this, it's over like this huge gap between you and the thing, and you're like, oh, why am I not there? Why am I not there? Well, oh, I have to do all these things in order to get there. You're never going to get there, right? Like you just won't get there. You might get somewhere there adjacent, but you won't get there. Like you might start to walk that shadow path that looks almost like the thing, but you won't get there, because you're holding it. Not only are you holding it as something outside of yourself, you are holding it as something that is on the other side of all of the stuff that is in this gap. And so I often like kind of like view it as like precipice, right? Like, so mountain edge, ledge, mountain edge, I don't know, the edge of a mountain, like there's a big drop off, right? You're at the precipice, and there's this huge like canyon, staring down into the abyss, between where you are and the other side. Like the other, like you can see land, but it's like, whoa, it's like all foggy, and you're not quite sure how to get there. And then this abyss is filled up with all of your what you think is stuff that you like, you have to become, you have to do, the order in which you have to do it, like the rules you have to follow in order to get from this precipice to the place that you want to be. But what's really in the gap is all of your beliefs, the stories that you have about those beliefs. You're encoding any trauma, anything at all, the conditioning that you hold, that says these things need to happen, and the stories that you have about those things that are in the gap, and then the meanings that you're making, that you've applied to everything in the gap, and that you're like making it all mean about yourself. And so the reason that you stay on this side, that you don't actually cross over, is because like once you start to, because you think the thing is like way so far out over there, and you have to do all of the things first in order to get there. Instead, it becomes about actually working on all of the stuff that's in the gap, all the stuff that's in the abyss, rather than trying to work on how to get to the other side. It's a slight, subtle distinction, if you will, but it's everything. You've got to start to work. Okay, so like it's not about like, oh man, that thing, how do I get over there? It's about, why is that not already a part of who you are? Right? Why is that not a part of your embodied way of showing up in your own life? So the gap, everything that's down in the abyss, is all the stuff, the beliefs, the stories, all the shit that keeps that thing over there and keeps you staring down into the abyss, afraid to even get over there, right? And so the work, instead, again, it's not about trying to get to that other side. It's about doing the work on what's in the gap, what's in the abyss, what has you shook, so shook that you are not actually doing the work. You're not actually looking at the stuff that's in the abyss. And if you are looking at it, you're kind of like looking like through your fingers, and you're kind of looking down at it, but you're only looking at it, and you're only practicing, and you're only showing up in in so much as that you think that it's something you have to do to get to the thing, right? If the only reason that you're doing the work on the stuff that's in the abyss, the only reason you're even like looking at it, you're only like, I'm doing this because it's going to get me to this thing, because somebody told me, or because I have the belief, because I read about it, because I was coached about it, because like whatever, me doing this thing is going to get me to that place. That means, one, like, well, you're not going to get there. Two, you might get somewhere, like, again, you might get somewhere that's pretty adjacent. It looks kind of like that place. You think it's like it's so close. It's so close, except it's not. Except you might be able to even convince yourself that it is, except it's not. It's not. And so you might end up like somewhere that's like path adjacent, but still shadow path, not true soul path. And instead of, like, if you're not actually doing the work in this other way. So the other option, instead of doing the work just because you think it's the thing that will get you to the thing, right? You think it's the tool that you have to do in whatever order, in order for you to get where you want to go, way over there. Instead of that, the other way to drop into the work, to work with whatever's in the abyss, is to actually do the work in the abyss, because it's a part of who you are. It becomes like, you doing the work becomes, and it will, it's not even that it becomes a part of who you are. It was already a part of who you are. Like, this is just about remembering who you were all along, right? And so you do the work because you can't not do the work. You do the work because it is a part of your own remembrance and reclamation and ownership, agency of being in your body. You do the work because the person that you came here to be is someone who does the work, the deep work, the excavation work, who does the work in the abyss, and it's like, yes, thank you, sir. Can I please have another? Can I please have some more? Like, I do the abyss work, the underworld, the primal, the raw, the messy, the gritty work that it's not pretty. It's not going to have some like 1, 2, 3 result that is just like, okay, if I follow this step and then this step, and I put my foot here, and then I put the foot here, and then I do this thing, then oh my gosh, yay, I'll get to the thing. I'll get to the promised land. I'll get to that thing that like I know is on the other side. No, if you're still doing the work because you think that it's going to get you to the thing, you will not get to the thing. You might get to something that looks like the thing, but you're not going to get to the thing, because the thing is just going to keep getting further and further away, that precipice, looking over at the thing longingly, like, oh my God, I have to have that. I need to have that. If like, once I have that thing, that's when, right? There's very often this thing, once I have that thing that's over there, that's when what? Like, that's when I'll actually start living. That's when my relationship will change. That's when my body will change. That's when blah, blah, blah. That's when I'll actually show up and share my true message with the world. Once I get to that thing over there that I'm never actually going to get to, because I'm trying so hard and I'm so obsessed with getting there that I just keep pushing it further away. So the opposite, but really the other option, the other thing that's here, that's available to you, that's presenting itself to you, is to do the work because it's a part of who you are, to do the work on what's in the abyss that is keeping you from allowing that other mountain to actually come to you, right? So that you're not trying to get over the abyss to get to the thing. You become the person who like actually embodies and holds whatever that thing is that's on the mountain. You hold it in your body because it's a part of who you are. So you do the work on the stuff that's in the abyss, and then at some point, boom, it clicks in, and boom, it magnetizes itself to you because of who you are. Instead of you crying and like trying and like crawling and trying to like get across the abyss to get to the thing, to get to the other side so that you can finally become. Instead, you become, and then whatever's on the other side, the thing that you're like obsessed with having, it shows up. And I don't mean like, oh my God, boom, I did one practice and then like I manifested my dream life and my dream home and blah 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 the next day. No, again, if you're doing it just to get to the thing and you're only doing it once because you think doing a practice once is going to get you to the thing, and I'm talking the practice using the tools, your body, breath work, you're creating from that space, working with your energy, working with your emotions, like really dropping in on a soul level, working with your nervous system, supporting your nervous system, understanding like how to actually create and really reclaim your own inherent safety and sovereignty within your own body, having full agency of who you are, of the message that is burning a hole through your soul to get out and be shared with the world, doing that work because it's a part of who you are. That's when the things, the ephemeral things that are on the other side, they begin to become attracted to you because you've actually created space for them by being who you came here to be. So you being and going deep into the abyss and allowing yourself to do it because it's a part of who you are, not just so that you can get one specific result, but you're doing it because you do it, because you do it, because you do it, because it's a part of who you are, because you're being it, you can't not be it. That's when you start to magnetize the things to you. That's when you begin to see and feel and experience the shift that begins to be. It can't not happen, right? It can't not happen if you are in the work of being you, if you are in the soul medicine, the soul work of being who you came here to be. That's when you begin to magnetize. That's when you begin to like intoxicate the fuck out of all of the pieces that you know, like you know they're a part. You know that they're a part of it. They're a part of your life path. They're a part of your desires. They're a part of exactly who you came here to be. They begin to come in. And again, just to say it one more again, it's not about doing the work to get to the thing, staring over the abyss, hoping, praying, like someone come and help me get across. I have no idea. What are the steps? Can someone build me a ladder and show me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how to get to the other side across the abyss? No, you drop your ass down into the abyss and you do the deep work because it's a part of who you are. That other side of the mountain, the other thing that's on the other side of the abyss, it begins to begins to attract into you. So it's a different flip, right? It's not about trying to it's not like magnetizing a thing by doing a thing, right? You magnetize, it's like you're magnetizing home a part of yourself, and that's it, right? And you're doing it because you're being it. You're doing it because it's a part of who you are, because you are someone who does the work, who does the soul work, who taps in to God, art, body, breath, soul. Like you are that person. And then you begin to simply create the body that can hold all of these things, that can magnetize, intoxicate, draw in, and welcome home all of these lost, disowned, shadow aspects of yourself, so that like that the thing like that you were like, oh my God, it's the thing, it becomes because you became, right? You remembered, and then the things get magnetized in. Yeah. Any questions? Anything at all? This is the fun. It's all fun, but this is the fun stuff. Remembering that it's not about like only doing the thing just so that you can get the thing. That just pushes it further away. Be the thing. Be all the things that you came here to be. Magnetize all of the desires, like all the desired states. You become the state. And then it begins to like drop in with you, right? Right. Okay, no questions. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being. I'll be back on soon. I don't know when, because if I told you when, it would probably be a lie. So not an intentional lie, but kind of intentional, because I know that I don't do these things on a regularly scheduled basis. And anytime I try, it is like, it's like my soul actually pukes. So I will be back soon at some point. Hope you can come back and join me and have fun and all the feels and all the good stuff. If you know that you're ready to go even deeper with me, goddesses only, you can join Body of Work. That is monthly membership on the deep, on like the raw, the actual practices and the teachings and live transmissions of how to actually like take your work to the next level. You can go to yourbodyofwork.com. Join us. If you have any questions, always, you can pop a comment. I was going to say pop a collar. You can pop a collar if you want to. Or you can pop a comment, drop a comment below and let me know anything that's coming through for you, or you can DM me over on Instagram. Good God. Jeez Louise. All right. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. As always, here's to your untaming. Bye, wild ones. Pop a fucking collar.